covering now our gospel shout chord patterns and different techniques. We're going to do this in this way. A lot of musicians are handicapped, I should say, by not having a full-time drummer at home when they practice. So I suggest, if you can, either invest in a basic drum machine or any of the Casio keyboards if you have one. And what you want to look for is anything that'll give you the 1-2-1-2 beat. I'll give you a sample of that. A bass pattern in the back and a very simple beat. And that's 1-2. And we're doing this at 145 beats. Let me shut that off. 145 beats tempo for a purpose. A lot of musicians love to play at 197. I mean, way too fast. Way too fast. Start your practicing at 145 and then build it from there, because you want to be able to have good technique for your bass notes and for your runs, which we're going to give you. Now we're going to put you in what has been noted as the musician shout key, which is A flat. I like sometimes love to be in E flat, F, G, C, D flat if I'm really feeling good, or B flat. But the musician shout key has been coined. I'm not sure who coined it, but I'm just referencing what I've heard, is A flat. And I think it's A flat because it gives them use of the lowest note in their bass, which is C, and they can do that climb. Now everyone knows the climb, but I'm going to cover it. Again, this is our advanced course lesson, so the climb is covered in one of my workbooks. So you've had the A flat, C, D flat, D, E flat, F, F sharp or G flat, G, A flat. Now the technique is to do that in time. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. In timing. And short or legato. All of this chain position or staccato. Stop that bad pattern. As you can see, I'm working within the framework of that pattern. If you're going to do effective shouting music, it can't drag. You can drag the chords on your right hand, but you can't drag what's happening on your bass hand. So you can see something has to be moving. It can't drag, because the idea is to work within a tempo, an actual beat. They get the folk happy, as they see, get their feet happy, get their hands clapping, to bring about a spontaneous praise out of your congregation. And if you're playing it tempo too fast, you're basically tiring out the people before they can get their praise on, so to speak. So we're giving you the basic bass A flat climb for bass hand. Let's give you now these right hand chords. Now again, we're doing this for the organ. We're going to cover it for the piano also. It's the 7th chord, expanded. And for a basic one, I like the. So when you're working with a bass hand, an opening. That's not the only chord you're going to do, but to open it up. Let's get our pattern on and shorten it. For bass. As you see, I got my foot going on the bottom. I don't have a traditional bass pedal, so I have to use my entire foot, where I would generally have my foot using the heel toe method. I'm basically using toe to keep up with that speed. Again, it's only 145, which is really not fast, but it's good enough to get the congregation involved. And that's what you want to do as a musician when you're getting into that moment of praise, where you're invoking praise through everyone in the congregation. You don't want to get them all. No. You want to set a nice even tempo. Like if you were to go, for those that used to go to dances, unfortunately I didn't go to. Mother wouldn't allow me out. Father says we don't have that in my house. But when you go to a dance, from what I've been able to observe and hear, everything is coined or is keyed into the beat. If the beat's a good beat, it's slow, medium, fast, everybody is keyed into what the beat is. Same thing in music if you're going to do it in the church. It's all keyed into the beat. So practice at 145 beats per second, and then as you gradually find yourself in situations where it's faster, you'll have an actual bass to work from. Again, this is not our only lesson on this. We're just shortening it up for the videos we're doing here on YouTube. We don't have that much time. But we're giving you a basic A-flat climb, and of course shorten it up. See you again for the next lesson. Alright, piano players, keyboard players, here's what we do. And in most cases you're going to find that the keyboard is the main instrument that's being used. And you're going to be working hard. I won't mislead you in that. When you're doing a praise service or doing the praise music or the shouting chords, you're the hardest working musician at that time, maybe even harder than the person playing the drums or the tambourine, because you don't have the ability for your notes to stay playing all the time. When they begin to fade, you got to come back, and you hate to come back sometimes with the same run, so you have to add different changes to it. Let's do that pattern again. Now, in order for you, let me just cut that off. In order for you to be effective in your bass playing, you're going to have to double up the basses, which means you got to use your hand and do octaves. Where an organist can do one, for you to be effective, you're going to have to double up. So if your hands are of the right size, it's not a problem. If it's not, then of course you can do one. You're just going to play a little bit harder. So let's set that pattern. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Chord. Or down here. So you see, when I begin to crowd out to come to a lower portion, I now got to be sensitive as to where my hand is going. So I may have to switch up and do same notes, just a different octave being used. That's why I said piano players work so much harder when you're doing shouting music, because you don't have the flexibility of an organist. Okay, so you've got that pattern going. Now you see, I'll roll. Now, I didn't give that to the organist because they got it so easy, but I will give that run to you. I'm going to try to slow this down because I practiced this so quickly that it's done without thought. It's so quick, I have to even slow it down myself to see what I'm doing. And it's in rhythm. Okay, that's the easiest way. 3 fingers, the B flat, the B, and the E flat. Or one hand. So when you got your beat going, 2, 3,